sicher. So. Ich mache jetzt die Musik wieder an. Sorry. Das ist ein bisschen geschieben. Okay. So.
Ist sie jetzt noch leicht dabei? Oder?
Ja, sie ist jetzt noch leicht dabei. Und die Miriam und Andrea schauen jetzt. Oh, hallo zusammen. Wenn immer ihr dann schaut. Ja, sicher. Ja, sicher, sicher. Sicher. Ist es okay, wenn ich so anders mache? Das ist zum Teil ein bisschen einfacher.
Wie heisst die Göttin?
Göttin Bhairavi. Das steht da. Und du kannst schnell schauen. Du siehst schon gerade, wie sie aussieht. Und unser Mantra ist Swaha. Was eigentlich heißt Offering it to the sacred fire. Wir starten heute, ich habe das Gefühl, wir starten heute mit dem Kakao. Ich habe eine Heart Remedy gemacht und ein bisschen Cayenne dazugegeben. Aber so ein bisschen Alex-Teil, ich habe es dann schon gemacht und habe es dann nachher in den Thermos reingegeben und ich bin mir nicht sicher, ist jetzt etwas rausgekommen oder nicht. Ich habe dann nachher noch mega nüssen, weil ich es irgendwie voll eingeschnauft habe. Also darum, wenn es also vielleicht ist es gar nicht scharf, wenn es zu scharf ist, hole ich den Topfoni oder so. Ja. Und ich habe es so vorne machen und dann habe ich wie so einfach den Heart Remedy gemacht. Ich so, was passt? Ich so, nein, Energizing Spice nicht. Obwohl das eine feurige Göttin ist, aber irgendwie ja, ist der Heart Remedy geworden. Und ich habe das Gefühl, der braucht es auch, weil eben hilft auch so Heartbreak und halt nicht durch Heartbreak romantisch, sondern es kommt dann, was in der Welt jetzt gerade abgeht. Und ja, dass wir uns mit unserem Herzen verbindet und unser Leben zu spüren, aber auch gleichzeitig wie so unsere Kraft findet und unsere Intentionen und das auch als Möglichkeit sehen, um unsere Gewohnheiten, die uns im Weg stehen, die auch ein bisschen loslassen und so ein bisschen angehen. Das ist so ein bisschen die feurige Energie, ja, die auch so ein bisschen unangenehm kann sein. aber sich dann doch gut anfühlt, wenn man es dann durchzieht. Ja. Das ist mal den Kakao einschenken und dann machen wir das Kakao blessen. Das ist voll gut dazu. Erde. Ist das so? Okay. Das ist so ein bisschen drüber. Danke dir. Danke. So wherever you are, you can bring your cacao cup to the heart. This is healing music in the background. We are calling in the spirit of cacao to support us in connecting to our hearts in challenging times, to give ourselves the courage to stay open, but also the courage to find our inner stability, to remember why we're here on planet Earth, and that we put our energy into whatever we feel is our purpose right now, allowing ourselves to change, shift, morph into something new, allow ourselves to explore different parts of who we are and what we like, what we enjoy. And maybe have the courage to release what is blocking us from really living life and noticing the beauty around us, the human connection, the connection to nature, to the sky and the trees and the earth, to ourselves, or to something higher. Calling in the goddess Bhairavi to help us really clear our minds, bring up that fire so we can let go of what is not serving us anymore and intentionally choose where we want to move towards. May this cacao heals all the parts that need healing, and may we find the answers to the questions that we seek, or even realize they were here all along. Thank you, cacao, and thank you to all the hands that have been involved in bringing this cacao from Bali to us here now. May we give thanks to what we consume, and may we choose it intentionally, from the food to the water to the interactions, to the entertainment, to our own thoughts. I'll open the space with an from the heart. Just open. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale for Om. Feel your heartbeat, you're alive. As long as you live, you have a chance to live fully from the heart. When you're ready, start drinking your cacao. Feel also free to set a specific intention or ask a question that you have. Allowing ourselves to notice what happens in our navel area between the solar plexus and the lower belly, physically, energetically, mentally, emotionally. Who are we when we stand in our power, when we feel our inner strength? What does that even mean to stand in our power? What do we think it should be or should look like And what does it actually mean individually? Maybe when you're doing a particular task, let's say you're painting, maybe you feel like you're in your power, even though it doesn't look powerful or what we associate with strength and fire and determination. Allowing ourselves to use stereotypes as an inspiration, but then ask ourselves what it represents for us, which is very personal, very individual, and maybe ever changing. Bring your awareness to your neck or the top of your spine, the very first vertebra. And let your awareness slide all the way down to the base of your spine. And as you breathe, you create space till you reach the bottom. And at the bottom, allow your awareness to grow roots down into the earth, connecting the base of your spine with the center of the earth. What are you noticing there? What sits at the bottom of your spine? And what is your relationship to that part of the body? Does it feel tense or soft? Does it feel spacious or numb? Taking a few more deep breaths here. And today, as I will be sharing about the goddess Bhairavi, the warrior goddess, I invite you to maybe listen with eyes closed, just absorbing, noticing how that makes you feel in your body, where it brings up resistance, where it brings up freedom, spaciousness, permission to be as you are. Noticing where in our lives Bhairavi is underrepresented. Bhairavi represents the heat, the fire, the radiance. She is the goddess that shows us how close terror and joy are, how we need to go through the fire so we can also experience the cooling bliss of serenity. She's the goddess that shows us the bridge to walk when life throws us challenges. She helps us to overcome obstacles, no matter if they are physical or if they're internal. Paying attention to what we think, how we think about ourselves, about each other, about the world, about society, and what we say, how we act, what our thoughts motivate us to do or not. Where do our thoughts expand us? Where do they block us? Bhairavi also represents the divine anger, allowing ourselves to feel angry, to really feel pissed, to not think, oh no, this is not spiritual enough and I should be all zen. And then putting it down till one day it explodes and then it destroys like a volcano. Bhairavi is the goddess of reflection, of connecting to our third eye, clearing our inner perspective on life, checking on our thoughts and our actions, and also being honest, being really radically honest when something is shifted, instead of talking ourselves into, stuff being okay when we know it's not aligned. Bhairavi is the goddess that also destroys limitations. All the things we think we can't or should be doing, feeling, achieving. She asks us to, slow down and turn inwards and ask ourselves why we do what we do. What is our own definition of success? And do we feel fulfilled? Not necessarily happy all day, every day, but do we feel a sense of purpose? Do we feel like we're living each day a little bit closer to what feels dear to our hearts and actually live it now and not just aspire it and wait for it and kind of not really be in our bodies but be in our minds calculating things. She's the goddess that helps us back off negative forces from inside and outside. All the thoughts we have, all the ideas, but also all the things we think from outside, all the messages and opinions and tips and tricks and solutions and suggestions we get every day. She's the goddess that helps us put a filter and create boundaries. Because even when things are meant well, what is well can be very subjective. And for who is it really well? Goddess Bhairavi is the one that helps us to really notice where we are acting selfishly from just pure ego, where we are actually just doing something for ourselves, but not in a way that is nourishing, but just so maybe we don't feel less. It's the goddess that helps us notice when we can't be happy for others when they have what they would label as successful. And instead of being jealous, take a break and reflect if this is actually what we want, or if it's something else. If it's maybe just a mirror asking us to become more aligned, to trust more our hearts, to do what we know we are being called to do, to have the courage to step up. The beautiful and the terrible often go together, as we already have noted under the figure of Kali. Bhairavi specifically means terrifying and is the powerful, awesome, or energetic form of the goddess. This week, she brings this divine energy that creates change. And this we experience as a frightening thing because it burns away and destroys all the limitations and illusions of egocentric existence. And coming back to our anger, where are we repressing our anger? Where are we not speaking up? Where are we pushing something down that has to be said or done or released? When is it that we say now is enough? Because it's enough. Without having to justify. When is it that we speak up when we see injustice? And then bring that transforming fire into society, into our own lives. Same goes when we talk to ourselves. When do we have to say now is enough? I'm done doing this particular thing. Or I'm done doing this particular relationship. And then allowing this fire of transformation to burn through and align us more with what we are actually here to do. Bhairavi represents also Tejas and Tapas, which is fire, and willpower. Our relationship to discipline and what it means, often associated with something negative because we are forced or forcing ourselves to do something we think we should be doing, should be achieving, should be representing because of, I don't know, gender, role we took in a relationship, or whatever idea we have or concept. but that maybe is not representing our inner idea. But discipline or self-discipline or tapas can also be something beautiful. It's calling in all your power or your fire or your energy and intentionally choose to move towards a direction and then deal with whatever challenges come up. Because life will always throw things we like at us. I think with this things we dislike, but at least when we know why we do something, it's kind of easier to deal with it. So this warrior energy, this not like fighting senselessly, but choosing where we want to put our energy into. What direction are we choosing to walk towards? Maravi also invites us to go deeper down our spiritual path. To really have the tapas, that self-discipline or willpower to do the practices that we know help us. Sit with cacao, sit in meditation, not skip the things we know help us manage our sanity, manage our system, so we can stay aligned. And that also helps us to make better choices. Like, is it aligned with what I'm calling in? Is it aligned with where I'm walking towards or not? Bhairavi is the woman as warrior who, with her power of divine speech and spiritual fire, eliminates all obstacles to the unfoldment of true awareness. As Chandi, or the destroyer of opposition, she can be invoked for removing obstacles to allow us to attain any of the four goals of life: enjoyment, wealth, recognition, or liberation. Karma, Artha, Dharma, and Moksha. So she helps us to deal with our inner and the outer world. Mostly what happens inside will also direct what happens outside. And sometimes we don't have it under control. Bhairavi is also connected to the goddess Durga, which is riding on a lion or a tiger. And she's this, you can imagine her as the fiery mother that protects her babies from all the danger. And this is also a little bit the energy we sometimes want to meet ourselves with when we do the stuff we know is just destroying us. May this be a relationship, may this be like small habits we have daily that just summarize. May this be, I don't know, like anything we know, actually this is not serving me. For example, I don't know, sleep schedule, like going to bed not too late is one for me, for example. Just like noticing the ways we kind of stand in our own way, or find weird excuses, which are really just excuses if actually if you're healthy and in a safe environment. Like, then it's either I don't want to do it or actually I want to do it. And then you have to put work into it. But we always have to put work into it. And it's much harder to live a life that we don't like. because life will always have ups and downs. But if we also dislike it, I don't know why we would do that to ourselves. So she's really here to help us create that fire, that motherly fire, and also allows us to feel angry, but in a way that it's channeled to destroy things so new things can be born, and not just for the sake of destroying because we don't want to see anything else grow, around us, not just throwing that fire everywhere and burning everything, but knowing why. In the tantric path, we move from terror to beauty. We must endure the transforming heat and light of Bhairavi before we can enjoy the cool and gentle bliss of Sundari. So, we should only seek her grace if we are willing to undergo the fire sacrifice of our own minds into the divine. So, the mantra that we will doing is a self-offering. What is self-sacrifice and self-offering? What is it that you're ready to sacrifice to give to the sacred fire so you can move forward? And sometimes this is also things we like, similar to when we call in Kali. This is more like the obstacles or challenges and also inner negative forces that we encounter that we want to release. That we're like, actually, like, am I still holding on to this? It's 2022 and it's so 2004, I don't know. There are so many things, like we forget how long ago that was and how many things we changed since then. To also stop and notice that, and offer also the heavy emotions, the things that diffuse us and make us feel unclear. Offer that to the sacred fire, not stay attached to being confused, using that as an excuse to not take action because we're not clear, waiting for that clear perfect moment everything is aligned and we can go. No, alignment occurs in each moment. And then, we walk our way. So, this is also something we can release with the mantra, Svaha. Bhairavi can also be worshipped by the mantra Svaha, meaning self-offering, which is the main mantra by which offerings are made into the sacred fire. Svaha is one of the wives of Agni, or the divine fire. Like invoking our inner fire of transformation, and fire of less bullshitting ourselves. Like, what are you actually trying to say? Yeah. And also noticing, sacrificing something when we dislike it, yeah, kind of okay. But then what are we benefiting from the things? What are we benefiting from the things that we feel attached to, that we like? And also the things that we dislike. There must be some benefit to that. That's why we keep nurturing it, keep watering it, keep flourishing it. So when you think, oh, we are not good at, manifesting or making things happen, actually we're making things happen. Maybe just on a field that we don't want to grow things, or we're just growing things that are not great. I don't know. So, for example, like if you're attached to our non-being clearness, then what's the benefit of that? The benefit may be we don't have to make a choice. And then maybe if you're attached to a person that we know we should let go, maybe we're attached to the person because the benefit is the false security. Then also we don't have to take self-responsibility. Why we're, for example, attached to our parents' opinions. Because maybe then, we can always blame them for why things go wrong, so we don't have to just try it out and go wrong by ourselves and then deal with it. So just like noticing this little benefits or like big benefits we get and we are not aware of, and you're like, yeah, I'm letting that go, but like what does that mean? Embody it in our real lives. Um, yeah. So, do you have questions? I will ask a few questions if you want to journal. But before I do that, let's just stand up for a moment. And just let's shake a little bit out all this light stuff we just got. Maybe some sounds. Sticking the tongue out. And like Kali, we can also bring our fingers together. Like the Kali mantra, we can also do the sword here too. Fingers and thumbs together and then like cut into our bullshit. And just like bring some movement. You can also close your eyes. Maybe you want to just dangle and fall forward. Maybe you want to shake your body out. Really like align yourself to get those energies moving. And also embracing that we're human and the things will just be dynamic happening. It's not like one thing happens, then the next thing happens, and we can finish our checklist of being enlightened and living the perfect life. But living life now and changing the things and then falling back and moving forward and embracing all of it, the mess and the beauty, the chaos and the serenity and the clarity and the confusion and the anger and the sadness and the grief and the joy and the bliss. And slowly come back to sitting, maybe taking another sip of cacao or tea or water. And noticing your breath. Noticing what the goddess brings up in you. So, journaling. We'll be doing the journaling, then we'll do the mantra. And after the mantra, we'll do our meditation or the ritual, which you can use to channel this goddess. But this goddess, actually, if you want to worship her, call her in and feel her energy, it's about doing the things you said you'll do. Or then, like, just say you will not do it and don't do it anymore. Like, also allowing ourselves to just, scratch some stuff from that list that we think we should be achieving and really getting clear on why we think we should be achieving it in the first place. And then another thing is to do fire breathing, Kapalabhati. That's also a great thing in the morning to create that heat, purify our body, purification of the mind, the energy, emotions, and then meditate and have a base. And I will actually, before we do our mantra, I will just show you already now before we start, because then you can do it already during journaling. We'll do candlelight meditation. We will be gazing at a candle and just like focus our gaze on it till like, maybe your eyes tear or you just see one flame or divides, whatever you see. But even like physically, if your eyes start tearing, the yogis in India have been using this to actually cleanse their eyes. So, and in the same time, it's like one single pointed focus. It will calm your mind and help you clear, like just bring clarities. And then at the same time, you can offer everything to the sacred fire. And you just see. And we'll do Bhairavi's mudra, that's the hand gesture. We will put the left hand on top of the right hand and the thumbs touch. And then just hold it in the leap. And this helps us to move through obstacles or remove the obstacles, bring clarity, release the negativity. So right hand is under the left hand and the thumbs touch. And the thumbs represent our third eye, so the energy can move there. So this is something you can come back to towards this journaling, and then we do the mantra with closed eyes, and then move to the meditation with the mudra and the candle. Taking a few deep breaths here, really noticing your solar plexus, your power center. What does power mean to you? When are you feeling the most powerful? And whenever you feel like writing, you can start writing. And when do you feel defeated or weak? Not in your power. What in life gives you energy? From the rituals that you do, the habits that you have, activities, tasks, interactions with people or animals, other beings. What makes you feel recharged? And as much as it's beautiful to have those outer interactions and specific tasks that give us that energy, how can we also find ways to fill up that energy through inner resources, through what we do daily for ourselves without waiting for others to do it or being attached to it or going nuts if we don't get it. Where are we addicted to energy from others, which I know isn't sexy. No one wants that. We always want to be just complaining about the people doing that, but sometimes we are too. It's very human. And then at the same time, when are you leaking your energy? By the things you do and by the things that happen in the outside. Like, where do you feel depleted? Like losing energy, tired. And what is something that you heard about the goddess Bhairavi that landed the most? Something where you felt called out, or like as if it's talking to you, to your life situation right now. And what are the things, or what is something, starting with one, as adding many things can also be a way of distracting ourselves. What is something that you want to sacrifice? What is something that you feel like, let's move beyond that obstacle? Maybe an idea you have about yourselves, maybe a habit. Things you do, you feel you're taking away from you. You're stealing from yourself. And what are the weaker boundaries you have towards yourselves and others? What are things you actually don't like, but you kind of are like, okay, I don't want to deal with the discomfort of saying no, or with the discomfort of saying yes. And then it just please. And you're like, oh, it's just once, just once, just once, just once. And there it is, a lifetime passed. And this is also interconnected to the moments we leak energy. And this is not to become perfect and never ever leaking energy or whatever. Life is dynamic, but it's like maybe there are things we can change right now. We are aware of. So why not change it? That's also a good question. If there's something, what is bothering you about your life? And why haven't you changed it so far? And change doesn't have to come radical and once, like all at once. It can be small steps every day. What is a simple morning and evening ritual that you can create to come back to yourself and to remember your intentions, to ignite that inner fire, bring that clarity, that grounding? And this can be really 5 minute things, but something you will do daily for the next 2 weeks and see what it does to your system. Maybe it's as simple as, breathing in your bed for a minute when you wake up with the open window. Maybe it's chanting the mantra Swaha as you prepare your coffee. Something that you do before you leave the house in the morning, and something that you do in the evening before sleeping, so you can release the day. You can come back to yourself. Strengthening your spiritual practice, meditation, mantra chanting, dancing, yoga. Maybe it's lighting a candle and gazing at it, putting a timer for 2 minutes. What are the things that you do that are not worth your time and energy? Where do you put effort, and after you put all the effort, you don't feel fulfilled? You maybe feel angry or pissed or exploited, frustrated, misunderstood. What are the three things you would like to put your energy towards the next 2 weeks before we gather again? And be very specific. And then prioritize. First thing, second thing, third thing. First, you'll focus on the first thing. When the first thing is fulfilled, you focus on the second thing. When that is fulfilled, you focus on the third thing. Maybe they will all happen at the same time, but choose one you want to focus on first. Put your energy into the water. write down an affirmation that you can repeat in the moments where you need a reminder to remember your power, stand in your truth. Allow that sentence to be uplifting and positive, focusing on what you want more and not on what you want less. Slowly coming to an end. If you have a japa mantra, you can use it for our mantra, Swaha, bringing your awareness to what you're sacrificing, what you're offering to the sacred fire. And if you don't have your mala, then you can also do after that. If you have a mala, placing the left hand on top of the right, bringing the thumbs to touch in your lip. We'll take a few deep breaths here, just adjusting what we just journaled. Deep belly breaths, really allowing ourselves to breathe into our belly and our lower back, our solar plexus and our middle back, our heart and the back of our heart, our shoulder blades, our throat and our neck, our third eye and the back of our head. Let both expand as we inhale. And then as you exhale, we dwell in that space, the space of all possibilities. Maybe imagining that sacred fire in front of us, whatever way we visualize it or feel it, the transforming heat. We'll take a full breath in and a full breath out. And then inhale for our mantra, Swaha. Inhale for the mantra. Swaha, 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 Swaha. Right hand under the left thumbs. Touch deep belly breath in. Hold the breath at the top. Tuck the chin in. Exhale lightly in through the nose. Repeat. Focus on the base of your spine as you retain your breath. Third time. Just notice what's happening inside and around you as you breathe through the nose in and out. With that mudra. Allowing the body to be strong and soft. Resting in our own being, our power, our inner strength. And then open your eyes and gaze at a candle flame in front of you. And drive the breathing through the nose in and out. Allowing the fire to purify you. Bring clarity, self-determination, and awareness. And your whole being to be absorbed by that candlelight, that flame, illuminating everything else. So for a moment there is just space for light. Noticing if there are any feelings, thoughts. Just allowing them to be, focusing on the fire, sitting in stillness, absorbing the light. We'll take 10 more nostril breaths here. Through the nose, in and out, calm, deeply. Notice if you can count and remember the breaths you've taken. Allowing ourselves to feel here whatever we feel physically, mentally, emotionally, without changing it, just observing, just feeling. It may pass. Close your eyes and visualize that candle flame between your eyebrows, and illuminating your skull, your brain, nourishing it. And slowly release your hands and place the top of your hands on your knees, the palms of your hands facing up, and notice the difference. How energy matters. How what we say matters, what we think, what we do. It all has an effect on some level or on all levels. Close the space with 3 arms from the base of the spine through the top of the head, imagining how the arm moves through the whole spine, A-U-M, and allowing ourselves to dwell the longest in the in the end, not lingering too long at the base, but keep moving up. Taking a full breath through the nose, in and out. One more time. Inhale for the first arm. And hands in a big circle up, really feeling the movement, opening the heart as the palms touch. And exhale the hands to your heart. Moving the head to the heart. May our mind and heart energy merge with our body's wisdom. And may we connect with our intuition, our higher self. Hands to the forehead, giving thanks to each other. Ourselves, the goddess Vairavi, cacao, and may there be peace on earth. May we pray for ourselves, for each other, and may we cherish life daily. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. End the ceremony with your own gratitude, internal prayer here. Maybe a prayer you can take and incorporate in your morning and evening ritual to end and start the day with. Something that gives you hope, strength. Taking your time here, maybe even smudging your home for clarity and taking time to digest, making time to be in stillness daily. And I'll just end the recording now. Bye, everyone.